Two rousing anthems, two emotional moments for both these teams, and for a healthy crowd here at the Twickenham Stoop. This is the England team for this contest this afternoon. 5 changes, Bristol wing Amy Wilson-Hardy, the leading try scorer of the championship so far, and Worcester prop Laura Keats are both rested. Kay Wilson and Justine Lucas take their places. Danielle Waterman and Lydia Thompson, who both missed the third-round win over Italy, return to the starting 15. Fly half Katie McLean suspended because of that red card against the Italians, so a big 2 games for Emily Scott at number 10.
Yes, Stefan, I can hear you.
Here is the Scotland team that Shade Munro has appointed. 4 changes. Sarah Boner makes her first start as she replaces the injured number 8 Jade Conkle in the back row. Boner and teenager Louise McMillan flank Gemma Forsyth, who shifts to number 8. Keep an eye on the dangerous runner Chloe Rolly at fullback, and up front Tracy Barmer, Lana Skeldon and Lindsay Smith bring bags of experience up front, having won 95 caps between them. Taking a quick look at the bench. England hat-trick hero against Italy, Vicky Fleetwood with the number 16 jersey, and next to her prop Vicky Cornborough, yet to make an appearance in the tournament. Scotland have Abby Evans hoping to come off for the bench. It could be her first start in the tournament. Sean Gallagher from Ireland, the man with the whistle this afternoon. He's going to be ably assisted by Stefano Penn of France. And what a glorious afternoon it is. Wonderful to have Kat Merchant, the former England wing and World Cup champion, alongside us. Kat, how do you see this contest going this afternoon?
Well, we've seen Scotland warming up and they're looking pretty intense, so I think they're looking to bring it to England, but I think England will put them away.
England forwards getting going. Clean ruck set up and the pick and drive round the fringes. Taylor there to secure. Here comes Rocky Clark. Cap number 120 for Rochelle Clark. Straight and true from England, Mason. Scott with her first touch. Mason straightens and goes into contact. Scott. That time Marley Packer. Mason, Hunter the captain. Mason again. England have got numbers out wide here if they use it. Going through the hands nicely, looks slightly forward, but England play on, and here comes Danielle Waterman. Waterman running through. Amber Reid still going. Scotland clinging on here. Loads of width here from England, all about the timing of the pass. Hunter once again. Lydia Thompson. Mason trying to dig that ball out. Scott the fly half. Wonderful line pass. And here on the ball is Justine Lucas. Amy Cockayne trying to secure it. Scotland with the counter drive. Rocky Clark to the rescue for England, and now some width from the Red Roses. Harriet Miller-Mills.
Advantage.
England being played advantage here by referee Sean Gallagher. Again, all about the timing of the pass. England just bouncing off the tackles. Alex Matthews 5 metres out. Mason, England queuing up for the ball on this left-hand side. It's all about the execution here for England, and a first try as well. Kay Wilson back doing what she did against Italy 2 weeks ago, and England on the scoreboard inside 3 minutes.
What was fantastic about that is England earned the right to go wide. They did at least 10 phases through the middle, then they managed to get it wide with a line break through Danielle Waterman, and then obviously went back to the middle, lots of good offloads, flat passes, and then that was just clinical. 3 passes, nice flat and wide, perfect score for England.
And Scotland already demonstrating that they are coming off second best in the tackle here. They're losing that contest. And the fizz of those England passes, each one to hand, each one fast and flat.
great composure shown there as well, because they did have the defenders up in their face. Scotland got good line speed, but they just managed to get it outside them. They'll be happy with that start.
Simon Middleton, the England head coach, will be happy with that start as Emily Scarrett lines up the conversion attempt. Didn't make the happiest of connections with the kicking tee, but very unlike Emily Scarrett.
One thing I always say about Emily Scarrett, if she misses one, she'll make all the rest of them. That'll really get her focused, and we'll see some of her best kicks, I reckon, today.
Scotland knew what was coming, and wonderful to have a proven try-scoring winger in the commentary box in Kat Merchant, because England have two little dynamos on the wing in Lydia Thompson and Kay Wilson as Scotland get us back underway. Ferocious Marley Packer in her 44th game for England, loves a contest. Width once again, here comes Scarrett, gets through the first tackle. Waterman again. England's back three looking dangerous. Scott, a little show and go from the England number 10.
Backward.
The ball went backwards, but then a little knock-on on the bounce of the ball. Well, Emily Scott is having an impressive start here, Kat, because, of course, no Katie McLean for England, but she is leading the line and she's looking up and seeing what's in front of her and executing to perfection.
One of the things that Emily Scott brings is the fact that her pace is just second to none, I think, in that fly half roll, which we can see there. Little burst of pace goes through. She tries the offload, unfortunately, little knock on there, but the intensity she brings is fantastic.
Bind! Oh.
First scrum of the afternoon, and the pitch in fantastic condition, and just look how England do have a sizable advantage there, 654 to 617, and they will be targeting that, won't they, Kat? They know they are going to want to win that up-front battle first.
Definitely, that up-front battle, and the referee wasn't happy with the first one, which is rightly so. Pull it back up. There they go, driving straight through.
England putting the Scotland team under huge pressure already. Sarah Law. Here's Scotland's first attacking opportunity. The kick from Helen Nelson. Tidily done by Waterman. Straight through the first tackle. Where's she going now? She clatters into Rona Lloyd. And now more width from England, and this was looking ominous for the Scots. Here comes Harriet Miller-Mills, all about the pass. Here's Wilson. Can she back herself? She looks good. It's try number 2 for England, and it's try number 2 for Kay Wilson.
Excellent execution by England there. I feel that was a Scottish error kicking it. Actually, England was short. Emily Scarrett was the last tackle there, was the last defender there. And I think if they'd have gone hands, that would have been a better option because there was space. But they chose to kick, and if you kick to Danielle Waterman, it's always going to end that way.
And that came right from Scotland's first real attack from the kick, and it's all very well to kick against England, but you've got to make sure the kick chase is good.
Yeah, Danielle didn't even have to move for that one, so I think that's the one where she's got loads of time, loads of space, and then she can just use her dangerous footwork.
Now, Emily Scarrett had a similar kick a few moments ago. This one a few more metres in. Slightly struggling with the kicking tee, Emily Scarrett, so far. Isn't a huge amount of breeze here today. Conditions perfect for running rugby, and England exploiting it to the full. 10-0 they lead, and we're only into the 8th minute.
I know Scarrett well, and I know she'll be really disappointed with that. So hopefully we can see her improve.
Chloe Rolly. Now with a restart, there's Katie McLean next to Simon Middleton. Not happy to be missing the game, but certainly happy with the scoreline. Good take by Rocky Clark. Straight into Rona Lloyd. Mason.
Scotland tried the old Italy trick there. Tracy Balmer came along to try and block the 9 pass. Interesting.
Miller's having to go in and secure the ball there at the breakdown. Tamara Taylor standing up to pick and drive. Mason. England up to the 10-metre line, and now they'll look to clear the danger. Scott's kick is charged down, and Scotland will look to use this turnover ball. Scrum half Sarah Law sets it up. And Scotland will just want to get their hands on the ball. Penalty to England, though. Holding on to possession, Sarah Law, the guilty party. And just keeping possession. They know that if they are going to be in this contest, Kat, they have to just be confident with the ball, not feel they have to rush it and necessarily do a huge amount with it, just be on it.
They need to build on the possessions. I think they rushed that pick and go there, didn't have enough support with them, which naturally is going to look isolated to the referee, and you're likely to get done for a holding on penalty.
Line out then for England, and Amy Cockayne with the throw, taken by Harriet Miller-Mills, and now England's forwards set, and they go, don't they? Look at this for a head of steam. Scotland at 6s and 7s already. Crabbing to the right, and now they straighten again. This is looking ominous for the Scots. Latoya Mason just barking the orders to her pack. Sarah Hunter getting in there too. Taylor is there, and England have made about 20 metres here, and still they go. Scotland have no answer to this, and they have the advantage. It looks as if they've collapsed it. Packer decides to pick up and go. Rocky Clark has a little rumble herself, well tackled and sent back from where she came from. Miller-Mills again. Alex Matthews there in support. Here comes the skipper, Hunter. England now 5 metres out. Mason. Packer going for the line. Who's going to stop her? Oh, 2 brilliant tackles that time from Louise McMillan for Scotland, but the penalty is still to come.
Time off.
And I'm not surprised about this, because I'm sure Sean Gallagher wants a word with the captain here.
What was fantastic about that from England was off the line out.
It's a yellow card. It's a yellow card for Gemma Forsyth.
Disappointing for Scotland. They're going to have to work extra hard now with 14.
And if things weren't hard enough already for Scotland, they're going to have to do it without Gemma Forsyth, who is really enjoying her rugby at the moment and being a key part of that Scottish back row. And Shade Munro knew today was going to be tough. Scotland down to 14. England with the line out, 5 metres from their try line. Miller-Mills once again. Scotland not even competing here. Waiting, searching as Cockayne to score. England have 3 tries in 11 minutes.
I think England have options all over the place. With the line out just before that one, they had a shortened line out with Marley Packer and Alex Matthews out in the backs. Now that's a dangerous thing to think about if you're defending that for Scotland. Maybe Amy Cockayne's chasing Vicky Fleetwood's hat-trick from last week. She's got a good start.
Scotland, they're not even competing in the jump, Kat, and they know they're going to have to try and do something to unsettle England.
I wonder there if they were trying to stay off to not have them all formed, but it looked like one player through and actually then connected, which means it is a maul that can go. But if you don't compete, you've got to sack it early. If you don't sack it, then obviously you get driven back, and then that's an easy try.
Emily Scarrett struggled with her first 2 attempts. Will it be lucky number 3? Not that time either.
I've never seen this happen.
Sometimes, well, you know, with Emily Scarrett, after today, the way things are going, she'll probably go away for half an hour and just practice kicking and kicking and kicking. She'll frustrate her so much.
After, yeah.
But in
But what
terms
she
of her
offers
midfield distribution,
yeah, she's been key to the tries, like nice flat passes under pressure.
Away now, 12.
cheeky
move.
restart from Scotland. They had to do something different, and it's worked for them, but there was a slight knock-on. And it's
Again, like
those
you say, that
tiny
urgency.
details, Kat.
Yeah, they're rushing. The kick-off, whether it's intentional or not, I'm not quite sure,
was too
but it
much
worked.
movement on that last
But
scrum.
then
You need
that
to make sure
pick
that you hold it.
was a rushed one, and again, they've just forced a handling error that didn't really need to happen.
Good bind, long bind here. Hold it steady.
Cheeky idea. So scrum to England on their 10-metre
Coach.
line.
Bind. Set. Hold it.
Mason feeds. Hunter biding her time. And the penalty is coming. Just the front rows
not
are
straight.
really struggling. The front rows for Scotland have 95 caps between them. But it's the experience of England which is telling.
Well, they looked like they held that scrum. It looked pretty solid for the first kind of 3-4 seconds, and then it just kind of turned. And obviously, refs deemed for that to be that Scotland have been boring in to create that turn-in movement.
Emily Scott in for Katie
One,
McLean,
just
who got the red
Blue
card
step
against
across.
Sicily 2 weeks ago. And she actually started against the Italians, and she looks to the man of ball at number 10 today.
So they stood off again there, Scotland.
Ball was
So I think they're looking for something here.
Scrum.
I think Scotland have tried to force that if we look at it again. Like, I think that's a tactic which you can't do 5 metres out.
Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. The ball was transferred there, so it's accidental scrum. Straight.
They are playing
The
the older
setup was good in the last one. Just
the
go
old
straight
rules,
now.
aren't they? They're playing them to perfection there, Scotland, and they've got to think of something canny here, haven't they, to unsettle England.
I think it's a tactic that could definitely work, just depending which area of the pitch you go for.
Set. Wait.
Scotland so far have had one meaningful attack. And they kicked it away and England scored from it. So here come England's response, and straight away they steal the ball right back. Sarah Hunter driving on, no one is stopping her. 3 defenders eventually bring her down. Mason, Scott, Reed, Scarrett, Waterman, it looks slightly forward. Lydia Thompson won't care. She's racing into that 22, and there was a knock on that time in the end from Waterman. So Scotland will have the advantage.
Sorry.
Law. Rona Lloyd just running
Still
into a white wall. Oh, it's
No advantage always under pressure.
comedy of
knock
errors
on.
that time from Scotland, but they'll get the scrum. But Sarah Hunter, once again, Kat, you don't want to wind her up, do you? Because she'll
No.
come back at you with plenty.
Well, I think with a high-scoring game, it's easy to kind of forget the forwards' impact on it, but that's a huge pick from her on a turnover scrum, and then obviously getting the ball nice and wide. Lydia showing her gas, but just doesn't need that one-hand offload. I think it just forces it again, and they aren't expecting it.
Crouch. Bind.
It's been
Set.
Kay Wilson
Wait.
with the tries, but Lydia Thompson that time with the burst down the right wing. Sarah Law with a feed, and once again that England scrum get going, and Mason is trying to disrupt her opposite number, and Scotland just about clinging on to possession here. As the pack pick up and go around the fringes, Emma Wassell, the second row. Now it's her partner in arms there, Deborah McCormack. Nice little dummy that time from Helen Nelson. Rona Lloyd, the left wing, coming up with the ball. Sets up the ruck. Oh, it's dangerous, a knock on, and now England can capitalise. Referee blows his whistle.
Unfortunate for Scotland there, as I think they were trying things. They'd recognised there was good line speed, so did the footwork. Helen did to get across to make an easier angle for the kick, but it's just not quite happening for them.
Low and
They need to
straight.
do a little more of that,
Straight
don't they?
and
They
up.
need to that little bit of ingenuity. It was a massive hit eventually from
Marley Packer
Alex
there.
Matthews and Marley Packer, I think, going in on Helen Nelson. But it's the restart, isn't it? It's the dummy. It's the lack of competition at the line out, just to catch England off guard and make them think again.
Set.
England with the 3 tries here already. And a scrum in that red zone, in that Scotland 22, and Hunter again. She is not giving this up, is she? Playing this beautifully. Look how she keeps it straight. The advantage is coming, and here comes the penalty.
That's great, number 1.
And taking advantage of that extra player in the scrum with Gemma Forsyth already in the bin. 3 minutes left until she returns, and that's clever rugby by Hunter. England have got a game plan here. They know exactly what they want to do, Kat.
Definitely. You can see how much it meant to the England forwards as well. They're all patting each other on the back to get that scrum penalty is fantastic. That's 2 already.
Played advantage, no?
Let's see how Scotland compete in this line-out.
Well, if they want to mix it up, they should probably compete, just because England might not be expecting them to.
Amy came with the ball. Again, Minna Mills with the take. And Scotland appear to be slow to compete in that maul. And Tamara Taylor in there. Now goes Hunter getting in. And Minna Mills, and the 4th try looks as if it's only seconds away. Referee Sean Gallagher is just going to have a take a look at this one, I think. TMO, Stefano Penn of France. We'll be keeping an eye on this one.
I didn't see any grounding there.
It was held up for me.
It was held up. Do you need to check it?
No.
Okay. Ball is held up, scrum down, white ball.
That's good officiating, isn't it? That's
like
exactly
that.
what you want to see. You want a
Confident.
touch judge who's confident in their own beliefs and opinions of what they saw.
Yeah, too many times I think they go for TMO, whereas actually she's gone, I've seen that, that's held up, I'm confident, don't need to look at it, game goes on.
Let's go back.
As we're looking to see the ball, it's just held up there. Has it touched? There is a Scottish hand just getting there. Goodness me, great work by Deborah McCormack to get a hand under that ball, because that has just saved Scotland.
Time's off. Sorry,
Well,
I'm not
save
getting
them
involved in the
momentarily,
TMO.
because
We need
England
to
have
check
this
the grounding
scrum.
there. All right, so just take 2 seconds.
I think
Thank you.
I think
Time's off, John.
Oh, he's now
Okay,
he's
Stefano,
going to
what have you
check
got for me?
this.
Oh, he's decided after all.
Just to check the grounding, please, Sean.
Okay.
So one for Stefano Penn of France to take a look at. Did Deborah McCormack do enough to get underneath the ball?
All right.
Put on the screen now.
Yeah, thank you.
Kat, your interpretation.
Yeah, so looking, they did well to keep it along at the front. And it's dangling over there. It's actually on Rocky Clark's head, I think, at one point. Does she dive under afterwards? So difficult to see. Possibly does touch down the point of the ball.
Sean, I have the decision.
Okay, go ahead, Stefano.
Yeah, the ball is being grounded by the white player.
Okay. So I may award a try.
You may award the try.
Okay.
There we go.
The ball
So
was
it was
grounded.
a
It's a
good thing
try.
he checked. England have their bonus point
The ball was
try in
grounded. It's a
under
try.
20 minutes.
There's us saying good officiating, and then it turns out that actually if they had have had a look, England might have been a bit disappointed if they hadn't. But I think Scotland really need to readdress how they're defending the line out. They're hoping that England transfer the ball back, and by therefore them not coming in defending it, that then there'll be a penalty against. But England are keeping it at the front really, really well, so it's not working.
All that good work by Deborah McCormack, and England just managed
That's
to
okay, Nicky, now. Next job.
find enough of that.
Okay. No worries.
With Amy Cockayne just diving over the top. Anyway, England have the bonus point try, and Emily Scarrett can have another opportunity here to find the posts. Oh dear, it's not her day, is it?
No, getting closer, written off the post.
It's certainly England's. They have the bonus point score already. Scotland have to quickly think of something. And there is Gemma Forsyth, who be ruining that decision of hers, but in fairness, England were all over Scotland when she gave away that penalty, and it cost her team dear. England have scored 3 tries in that time.
Tackle only. Stay out 1 metre.
Here comes Harriet Miller-Mills, hungry, looking for a few metres. It's just been knocked on. And Scotland have counter-attack ball here.
Advantage over.
Law. Nelson. Nice offload. Back to her scrum half, who looks for a little possession here. Waterman's going to be underneath this. And she doesn't need another invitation, does she? Danielle Waterman straight through. A nice little kick through from Scarrett. And Scarrett could win this contest with Chloe Rollie, but Rollie does well, the full-back. Well supported by her right wing, Megan Gaffney.
Use it!
Scotland have got to use this ball quickly. Up comes McCormack, the second row, who
in the rock.
Ball squirts out. McMillan coming
Release
away.
White.
Scotland fighting fires on virtually every front here. Waterman underneath that one. Thompson to Hunter. Nice clean ball for Mason to whip it away, and here comes Scott. Miller-Mills, the second row. A huge stride of hers. It's incredibly difficult to bring down, but that was a decent tackle.
No hands!
Scott. A little show and go once again.
Leave it now up.
Lucas the prop taking it on, and now England have so many options, but the ball has just... Well, I thought it had been knocked on, but it hasn't, and Wilson will come in for the hat-trick here. And this is just becoming all too easy for England now.
Okay.
Let's just, he's just conferring with his assistant
check for potential knock-on
on this near side.
Okay, time off.
Yeah, I thought they'd look at this one again.
Stefano, did you hear that? Is there any reason I can't award a try? Potential knock-on around the 22.
Correct. We checked the potential knock-on.
So we're looking for this knock-on as the ball came down the line.
Okay.
Just came out of the
She's
hands of
making a genuine attempt
Marley
to catch the
Packer.
ball there for me, so it's a knock-on against blue. After that,
Cat. Come on, be judge and jury for us.
I think that might have gone forward.
Sean,
It's a tough one because it's behind her, but I think she's just scooped it forward.
do you have any other angles other than... Yes, this is the one that we want to see.
okay,
Knock on by blue.
correct.
Yeah, that's lost forward by white.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so no try. And we're going back for the first knock on, which is against blue, and it's a white scrum.
Correct. White scrum, 5 meters outside the 22 meters area.
England playing with great width, great execution and great confidence.
2 knock-ons, first by blue, second by white.
But,
Again, they've
that's
missed
something they'll be glad of, Scotland, but it gives them a reprieve, but
Yeah.
England just be licking their lips for another shot.
Yeah, but I think that came, though, again, from a poor Scotland kick. They kicked it directly to Danielle Waterman, who makes a line break, and then it relieves the pressure. Emily Scarrett's kick, on the other hand, a grubber puts them under pressure. They have to dive on it in their 22-metre, and it's a very... England are winning the battle of the kicking games out of hand.
Stability now.
So Gemma Forsyth back on the pitch.
Crouch!
England, though, with the scrum.
Bind! Set! Wait!
Mason with the feed. Hunter again. Well, she's not going to get it this time. Mason whips it away, and here comes Amber Reid. Lovely pass to Scarrett. Emily Scarrett's going to go herself. Scarrett's backing all the way. Tackled a metre short. Gaffney, the Scottish wing, trying to disrupt at that breakdown, and goes Tamara Taylor to secure possession. Scott, nice inside ball to Sarah Hunter. England a metre out. Mason, Rocky Clark. Mason to Scarrett. Scarrett to Waterman, try number 5.
Great scramble defence there by Scotland initially, because it takes some doing to stop Emily Scarrett when she's in full flow.
Well, Waterman has just been at her elusive best today. Many will remember If they've been watching England over the last year, her try against Canada at Twickenham in November was sensational, but it's her ability to always beat the first defender.
Yeah, I mean, look there, she just keeps going. Her leg drive is massive. And then Danielle doing what she does best and finishing.
Well, fair to say Emily Scarrett hasn't had the happiest of afternoons with the ball from the kicking tee.
She makes up for it in there, I think.
They haven't been the easiest attempts. In fairness to Emily, they've been right out on the touchline.
And that's a credit to the Scotland defence, actually. England aren't running through them. Scotland are making them work to get out wide.
Another one goes missing. But England well on top. But we have a result from Cardiff in today's other match between Wales and Ireland. And there we are. Ireland winning by 12 points to 7, which makes next Friday a real humdinger, because look at the table now. England, as it stands, top with 19, and Ireland a point behind them on 18. And if things continue here, then it will be going down to Donnybrook next Friday, 8 o'clock kickoff, and one of those teams will have the Grand Slam.
We'll come out of that.
That's kind of how you wish Six Nations finish, though, isn't it? Like a Grand Slam decider for both teams. Friday night kickoff, fantastic.
Scotland's kickoff. I think the less we say about Scotland's restart there, the better. It went out on the full.
Yeah, cheeky one the last time, a little kind of grubber, and then that one, I think, just yeah, struck it possibly slightly wrong.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Wait!
England options both left and right. Hunter with the pick-up. Emily Scott really running with purpose and potency here. England getting the offloads away. This is really lovely stuff. Hunter to Lydia Thompson. Mason. Alex Matthews missed the start of the tournament with concussion, but back firing on all cylinders. Oh, now, was that pass forward? Wilson's going to try and have a go at a hat-trick here. She doesn't need any invitation. She's in. The referee gives it. That pass was very flat, but it looks as if Sean Gallagher doesn't have a problem with it.
That is what Amber Reid gives you. She just looked up, saw the final defender, the winger had flown up, just floats a lovely pass over the top of the defender, take her out, and Kay Wilson pins her ears back and scores. Great from Amber. Brilliant vision.
Let's have a look at the replay. Come on, Kat.
That did look slightly more flat than I originally thought when I saw it live.
Slightly more flat. In other words, it might have been forward.
Yeah. I still like the pass.
It's all
I
about
like
that.
the vision.
It's all about the hands. Got to remind everybody, of course, it's always about the hands and how he used them. But it's look at that outright pace there of Wilson.
One of the key things as well, you notice she'll hold it in two hands initially, so the defender's in half a mind of whether she's going to pass it back inside to Scarrett. Then when she decides she's going, pulls it back into one hand and then burns her.
Come on, Emily. Better strike. Has it got the distance? It comes off the
How are we
post.
doing on time, John? The sun is shining on the stadium clock and I can't see it.
England, though,
Okay.
it's becoming a little like a training run here, to be honest. 30 points to 0. And they are tearing the Scots to pieces.
Yeah, 2 minutes is fine, John, thanks.
So Scotland probably just need to go for a long kick-off here, just kick it, make sure, and then get it nice and deep. Put the pressure back on England to play out.
Law then with the restart. Running straight onto this. Packer, and she is always looking for the contest, isn't she? Looking to take the opponent down.
Advantage knock on.
Knock on there from Scotland, so England have the advantage.
No, back 12. Still advantage white, knock on.
Here comes Rocky Clark.
Advantage over.
Matthews. Now Lucas, Justine Lucas. The Lichfield club captain, and now England just doing the basics, deciding they're going to kick this one, go for territory. Chasing back is Megan Gaffney. the Edinburgh University student, and now Chloe Rolly. Now she can be dangerous. She gets through the first tackle, taking on Packer, gets up through the 22. Haven't seen much of Chloe Rolly. She was
taken back inside.
a difficult customer against Wales.
Stop!
And that would have been one of England's main targets, really, to make sure that she didn't get her hands on the boards. Another knock on that time. Scotland have got to be careful that these aren't too deliberate. I think the referee thinks that one was, as England go hunting again.
Yeah. Didn't look like she was trying to get her hands on that.
Okay, time off. Yeah.
So, Kat, what to if you're in the shoes of Shea Munro right now?
13.
This is the nightmare you thought it might be.
Yeah.
What on earth do you say to
really careful.
the messages you get onto the pitch if you're on the Scotland camp now, because we're still only half an hour into the contest?
Yeah, I think the girls need to keep their intensity and kind of get that line speed, but the balance of, like, they're pushing it slightly too far. Like, so they're putting one hand to the ball, which has been a penalty against them. They're doing little knock-ons because they're just rushing themselves. Just about having the composure and trying to put pressure on England rather than creating pressure against themselves.
Beautiful sunny day here at the Stoop, and the conditions ideal for the type of rugby that this England team are wanting to play.
From a Scotland perspective, I'd love to see Chloe Rolly with the ball a little bit more, because we just saw it there. Actually, she's going into Marley Packer, who's a big, strong defender, and actually making ground. So for a small girl, she's doing really well.
Katie McLean there on the right of your picture. Okay. Simon Milton, England's head coach, just keeping an eye on the time.
You're okay?
987 caps in this England's 23, which is a frightening figure. And I think Scotland, looking at theirs, haven't even reached the 300 mark, and that gives you an impression of just how inexperienced the Scottish side is. I mean, 17 players in this Scotland 23 squad are under 25, so this is definitely a Scotland team of promise and potential.
On the line. On the line,
but it's been taught a rugby lesson here today, Kat, isn't it?
Definitely, and I think they'll improve each year into the Six Nations. Next year we'll see even more from them, because it'll be the same group of young players looking to build on their performances they've already done.
England with the line-outs. Amy Kane with the ball, and Tamara Taylor with the leap. Matthews straight through the first tackle.
Route one.
Nelson there for Scotland hanging on, and now England going wide again. This is lovely stuff. This is Thompson, Lydia Thompson. Rolly trying to take the ball into touch. Mason, Scott, fast and flat. Here comes Tamara Taylor. Cap number 102 today for England. Reid. Lucas, and Scotland again coming through with these knock-ons.
Now, she got two hands to that one, so I can't. Yeah, it's only going to be a knock-on.
And I suppose they look at the scoreline, Kat, they see it's 30-0, they've got to take a risk, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely got to take a bit of a risk there, but also England need to be slightly more clinical if we're being a bit harsh. You can see the players there flying up. You either go over them or you carry it in yourself.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what happened, thank you. Sorry.
Megan Gaffney that time just couldn't do enough. I tell you what, she's got pace, Megan Gaffney. If she'd managed to cling on to that, it would have been an interesting contest.
Yeah, definitely a foot race between the turning England team and Megan Gaffney. It'd be a very good race.
Set. Wait.
England have been mixing it up nicely from the scrum. Hunter this time peels off.
Away now, Scotland, move.
Mason, Taylor, Matthews gets through one tackle. Half through the second, quick clean ball for Mason to Scott. Scarrett couldn't quite get the ball away. It is fast and flat from England here.
Yeah, now playing flat's great, apart from if you're the winger, after all, you need to have a little bit more depth so you can hit on, because otherwise Scarrett's room for error on that pass is so marginal. So I think Lydia possibly just a couple of metres deeper so she can show her true pace and hit on.
Back 10 if you're not involved.
Emily Scarrett got some of the best hands in the business and turned down a US basketball scholarship when she was 16, so like a number of players in this England squad, they're talented at a number of different sports, and it's helped them in their rugby journey.
Definitely.
Away White, 2. Back foot.
Sarah Law, the scrum half. Not the cleanest of passes to Lisa Thompson, and England can try and make hay with this. Big wide pass to Scarrett. Scarrett now to Wilson, and this is going to be try number 4 for Wilson.
Excellent. I'm so pleased for Kay Wilson to have missed the first couple of games and been the MTR, and then to come and do this. I think she's really putting her hand up there in the coach's eyes, because she's just an out-and-out finisher.
Well, Vicky Fleetwood got a hat-trick against the Italians here 2 weeks ago. I think it's the drinks will be on Kay Wilson tonight.
Yeah, wingers can't be beaten by a hooker for tries. That would just be embarrassing. So well done, Kay, doing it for the wingers.
Emily Scarrett. She won't want to be reminded of that graphic in your screen there. But
No.
I'm afraid, Emily, it's one, you put it down to a bad day at the office, but certainly her distribution has been as impressive as ever.
Well, that's the class player that she is. She doesn't let her kicking game affect the rest of her game. She's still played outstandingly as a centre.
Better connection. It needs to twist back in. It hasn't got the length.
But her head doesn't go down. Look, she's running back. She's thinking about what she's going to be doing next. And actually, she can reevaluate.
That is just phenomenal pace from Wilson. A Richmond player who started actually as a fly half when she took up the game, and she's just slotted into that England back three beautifully, and it's giving that man in your picture, Simon Middleton, a wealth of options, because of course he's resting some big players this weekend.
Yeah, Amy Wilson-Hardy's being rested.
She was
and
the top
then,
scorer of the championship before today.
Yeah, before Kay took her opportunity. Yeah. It's always good to have competition for places, though. It's only going to make everybody play better.
Dropped down a little bit again on that last one, so you need to get it up on the set.
Big year for England with the World Cup coming up in August in Ireland. First game against Spain in Dublin on the 9th of August. As defending champions, it's Grand Slam first, World Cup second, but everybody knows what the ambition and the aim is in 2017.
Yeah.
Set. Wait.
England with the scrum on halfway. Well, rare mistake there from Sarah Hunter. Just took her eye off the ball at the last moment.
Nolly's hamstrings won't be thanking Sarah Hunter for that one. Straight leg bend to try and get it at her feet.
Okay.
Well, she's had good practice today, Sarah Hunter. She's been providing England with so much front foot ball.
It just makes such a difference to what you can do as a backline when you've got an 8 picking off the back of a dominant scrum, making ground. Scottish defence are having to retreat, and then it's so much easier for England to attack.
Bind.
Let's see what Scotland can do with this one.
Set. Wait.
Law with the feed for Scotland. Front rows go down.
Collapse. Reset. Okay.
Feel for Lindsay Smith on a day like today, because that pack have been taking an absolute mauling by England today. They do have the Heather Lockhart, 44-year-old, on the bench, and before the last game was the only player in this Scotland 23 to have won a game.
Oh, wow.
Hold it.
But that experience could be just what they need after this first half.
Oh, went back off like.
Mason did tried her best to steal possession.
That's a maul.
Yeah, they got
England,
it.
I think, have stolen this.
That's 1-9.
It's out with Mason. Scott, a little delay on the pass, and Scarrett coming through. Can she get that offload away? Just held enough. Scott once again. Beautiful hands, Waterman to Thompson, Lydia Thompson. Good tackle that time by Chloe Rowley.
Away blue, 15.
Great.
Could have done with that hit in about the 2nd or 3rd minute of the match.
Yeah.
Fast and flat, wonderful passing, but it is
Advantage knocked down by blue.
perhaps the kind of passing you can do when you're 35 points to 0 up. afford to take a few risks. Good running here. It's direct running from Louise McMillan. This is more like it from Scotland. Tackle from Danielle Waterman. She's on the wrong side. Just manages to get out of the way. Here comes Nelson. Helen Nelson. Can she get the pass away to Ronan Lloyd? Well tackled that time by Lydia Thompson on her opposite player. Penalty to England as well. Holding on to possession. He has been strict on that all day, Sean Gallagher.
Such a great line break, but support were just slightly too slow to get to her. England had two players back there, which means they can contest for the ball in that jackal.
That's a mark.
But it all came from being a bit more direct, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And actually just running hard, going forward and going for it. And that hopefully that will give them a bit of confidence just to do more of the same. Because England haven't really had to defend too much. Great pace here.
No problem. Blue, step. On me, step. On me.
And you can see here, she hasn't got the support with her, which means the England players can go straight onto the ball.
Okay, Malform. Go back.
Counting down then to the final 2 minutes. Up to the half-time whistle. England with 7 tries in this opening 40 minutes.
Through the centre, that's fine. Away now, Blue. Back. Back foot.
Will England try and run this from their own 22? Mason is waiting. England waiting, trying to earn that right to go wide. Scott delays the pass. Waterman, that looks slightly forward of Wilson.
I would say that was forward, yeah.
But the referee is still saying play on. Back to Waterman. Nice little pass, and England now inside the Scotland half. Mason, Scott, Sarah Hunter just clings onto it. Amber Reid. Accuracy just slightly letting England down, and here comes Packer. Oh, that's lovely stuff. Wonderful interchange.
Backwards off Blue.
It's come back off a Scotland player, so England still have possession, tight on that far side touchline. Into the final minute, then we go. Scott, Reid, offload to Hunter.
Release. Roll away now, Blue.
Mason
Ball
trying
available.
to dig that ball out. It's taking a while. Nice little whip in the pass. Scarrett. Wilson doesn't quite cling on.
Knocked on into touch.
England need to be slightly careful
Knock on
here because
first.
there's
Strong.
you know, you want to keep the ball alive, you want to move it, but you don't want to go so high risk that actually you're forcing those errors. That I think they just want to possibly go a little bit more clinical, rely on their skills.
Okay.
They don't have to keep ramping up the tempo because it's high enough.
Ready?
Emily
Let's go.
Scarrett has
Let's
had
go down.
all sorts of
Knock on.
things in this first half. She said that
Here we go.
struggling from the kicking tee, but
Time
her
on.
distribution has been
Thanks, John.
really at the core of England's back line performance. She is the linchpin in that England back line.
Go half. Go.
Final scrum then, a final few moments of this first half.
Crouch.
Look at Scotland's setup on this. They've gone for a tight 4. Very interesting.
England with a decent squeeze, the ball squirts out the back, and Sarah Lauren trouble already.
Stay back. Stay back. Fight.
Scotland's best laid plans, I'm afraid, are being
Rook.
overruled by the England pack. And this just could be the last element. Another turn round by England. This is hugely disappointing for Scotland. They just couldn't do the basics there well enough. The exit strategy fell to pieces, and Amy Cockayne goes in for another try. It is England's 8th in this first half.
I mean, that just shows the intensity again. She just hasn't let off. There's no complacency from this England side. They're wanting more and more and more. And to do that, to charge down a kick in the last play of the half is just great. But like you were saying about the Scotland's best laid plans, if you haven't got a dominant scrum or you can't guarantee the ball even coming out, then you know you're kind of a little bit lost.
You feel really for Helen Nelson because she slipped as she struck the boot, but frankly there was only one thing she should have been doing there, and kicking that ball straight off the pitch and getting into that changing room to regroup. And now, well, England are just rubbing salt into Scottish wounds. Emily Scarrett with the conversion. Oh dear. I think she needs a new set of golf clubs for the second half. England don't. They are on fire in this first 40 minutes. They have put Scotland to the sword. And that lady in your picture is one of the reasons why. 4 tries from Kay Wilson. England marching towards Donnybrook and potential Grand Slam next week with another half to come. And they are 40 points to 0 to the good.
Your afternoon in the sunshine, as England score 40 points
Welcome back to the Stoop, and England truly on top here against Scotland. 40 points to nil, 4 tries for Kay Wilson, 3 for Amy Cockayne, and well, England sitting very, very comfortably. And Scotland have made 2 changes at half-time, with Abby Wilson, the winger, coming on for Megan Gaffney, and Katie Dugan, the tight head prop, coming on for Lindsay Smith. And World Cup winner Kat Marchant alongside me in the commentary box. Kat, you feel for Shane Munro, the Scotland coach. What on earth does Scotland have to do differently in this second half to compete, let alone score?
Yeah, hopefully he's just spoken to him about the areas they can work on, like the key things like kickoffs. They need to make sure they're getting them 10.
Advantage.
Mistake right from the whistle, and that's exactly what they would have been hoping against. Tracy Barmer knows how the basics are letting Scotland down at the moment.
Yeah, real basics, like when your scrum's not dominant, you're not kicking 10, you're getting and then a scrum against you and you're on the back foot.
And it gives England a wonderful platform.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Wait!
Mason with the feed. Hunter letting it have it this time. Not the best of passes to Scott. Amber Reid being
Away 12!
up there. Scott. Miller Mills, the second row. Dangerous ball carrier. She's really relishing the contest this afternoon. Lovely pass that time to Cockayne, the hooker.
No hands!
Mason sees a small little gap. Waterman getting her hands on the ball. Nice, soft, quick hands here from England. Reid getting out, now Hunter. Hunter, wonderful pass to Packer. England just drawing the player here and passing, finding the space. Scott, Wilson, 4 tries already in that first half, and there was a proper welcoming committee that time to make sure she stopped scoring her 5th.
I think they've realised she's quite a dangerous player and are now working extra hard to cover her. Great straightening line from Packer there, because there was a danger of England just drifting, but she really cut an out to in line and straightened up.
Let's go, Scotland.
Scotland's defence once again trying to get into that England line and disrupt it. Line out ball to Scotland. Big throw here for Lana Skeldon. The basics let them down at the end of the first half. That time a really nice clean take by Deborah McCormack. Sarah Law, the scrum half. Will she box kick it? No. Gets it out away and passes it to Lisa Thompson. Sarah Law, she wants some protection on that flank. Trying to tee up a better clearance position, I imagine, here for Helen Nelson. The drive on that time from Skeldon, the hooker. Law. Sarah Boner.
Away wide!
Her first start for Scotland in the Six Nations. And the clearance that time from Helen Nelson. And that's exactly what they would have been looking for there, Kat. The 8th try they conceded at the first half was embarrassing, really, because they just needed to do the basics. That's what they should have done in the 40th minute.
Yep, they've done the basics well. They've got themselves out of the pressure zone, and they just didn't rush. They played the phases, and that's exactly what they need to do for the rest of this half.
Yeah. Shea Munro in your picture there, and he had to have to rally the troops at half-time. England then with quick ball off the top.
Backwards.
It's gone backwards, and that girl again, Kay Wilson, snapping up the loose
Didn't
ball.
survive the clean out. Leave it now, Blue.
Mason, Scott, Taylor, Matthews. My apologies. Matthews there with the ball. Rocky Clark. Wonderful handoff there from Danielle Waterman. Scotland player just carrying a slight knock. England march on with Miller Mills, just dragging the Scottish player with her.
Release!
Forsyth, the number 8 for Scotland, refusing to let her go. Reid. That's a lovely pass to Emily Scarrett, who's lifting up her knees. Surely she just has to get the timing of the pass, and it is try number 5 for Kay Wilson. She probably can't believe her luck.
Look at her, she's so humble though, straight away goes over to Emily Scarrett, great pass mate, so she knows it's sometimes about being on the wing, being on the end of a pass, but she's still got work to do, so great work.
Scotland. Tell her to stay inside the 15 at the line out at the back until the line out's over.
Here's the try, Kat. Run us through, it was the width of the passing, wasn't it?
Pace on, like from Scarrett, and then just a really nice, does enough to hold, and then just give it across flat with Kay hitting on pace. Ball in 2 hands, scan in, great work. Let Kay do what she does best.
Now, she's got good hands, she's got great pace, but by her own standards, she'll want to forget her kicking performance in the first half. I hope she's got a different set of golf clubs in this second half.
Yeah.
In fairness to Emily Scarrett, all the conversions, virtually all, have been out on the touchline. Here we go. Oh, that's unlucky.
That's cruel. That one is cruel.
I hope she can see the funny side. I think she can. Even the posts have had enough.
Is that 2 or 3 times she's hit the post now?
2 posts
Two
now, isn't it, for
post
Emily
hits.
Scarrett?
That is actually a kick in training practice, trying to hit the post, so maybe for accuracy.
England 9 tries to the good. Scotland with questions of their own to answer, but ones of self-belief really, and confidence in each other and ability to just right a few wrongs here. They've got, this is a young squad, this is a squad of the future. They're not going to be playing at the Rugby World Cup, but they've got a huge amount of enthusiasm, and the investment is certainly beginning to be made, isn't it, Kat, in Scottish rugby?
Yeah.
And this is a young squad hoping to achieve, but I think you have to take that all into context. This is an England team which is professional. This is an England team with the defending world champions looking for a Grand Slam, and Scotland, you know, potentially could finish bottom again of the Six Nations table for the 6th year in a row. So I think they'll take the highs of that victory against Wales, but now they've got to just take the small mini achievements, haven't they?
Okay.
Definitely, although their first game in the Six Nations against Ireland, everybody thought that was going to be a draw, and Ireland just scored at literally last play. So actually, that puts them in a different position.
Quick ball off the top for England. Scott running fast and flat, and wonderful line from Matthews. Gets the pass away, and that time Scarrett couldn't quite cling on. This is where Scotland could be dangerous with turnover ball. Louise McMillan.
Away wide!
Nelson.
Advantage over.
Advantage is over, so Scotland have to try and use this as best they can. This is a nice little run. Rona Lloyd just runs out of space. That was much more like it, though, from Scotland, Kat.
Yeah, again, they just went for it. A few handoffs, going forward, and actually asking questions of the English defence, not making it easy for them.
Let's go. Let's go.
Good quick hands there.
Stay in the 15 now.
Helen Nelson has had a decent running game today. Came with the line-out ball. Taylor. Amber Reid, who's been just quietly and effectively just getting on with the business at inside centre today for England. Scarrett shocks off the first tackle, pumping those knees through the next. That's a lovely line. Wonderful stuff from Scott. She's weaving and she's through the tackle. She's lost possession. And Scotland, well, Rona Lloyd had...
no advantage, knock on. Yes,
I think her eyes lit up when she saw the space, and she thought, do you know what, I must kick into it. And I'm afraid the execution let her down.
Yeah.
Knock on.
as England set to make some changes.
Yeah, go on ahead.
Rachel Burford on this touchline with Sarah McKenna.
White, 10,
And
15.
after that burst
15.
from Emily Scott, that will be her last play of the day. And Danielle Waterman is also going to get her time to rest her legs. She has been at the thick of the action.
So Amber Reid now stepping into 10. So we can see her composure from high half position now.
Bind.
New combinations for England. Let's see how they fare.
No. Okay, sorry. I
Amber
saw
Reid,
that, yeah.
who
We're
missed
just
the
gonna go
autumn
time off for a
through
sec.
injury.
Time.
But the Bristol
18.
player has got
There's a
one
problem
little
on this
vision.
side
She
as
can
well, so
play
you just
right,
need to make sure that
see
you
the
stay up.
space, but look at the number of experienced players in that back line. Is just looking. Was that Emily Scarrett down? Just to confirm that in a moment.
No, it's one of the forwards. I think is it possibly Justine Lucas? It's the
Right,
prop
yeah.
from a
See,
collapsed
the problem, I
scrum.
think, in this scrum, we had an issue on the side that I was standing on, but number 18 went to her knees as well, so I'm going to come over this side and have a look. Is that fair enough? Okay.
What
Hopefully
will Amber Reid then
she's
bring?
okay. Oh, she just brings a calmness. Everything about her is so calm. And we saw her distribution skills earlier when she threw it over the top of the defence. Yeah, great clinical player. Rachel Burford also adds that too. So those two together, 10-12, would be dangerous.
Plenty of water breaks here at the Stoop today. Sultry conditions here in southwest London.
Crouch!
Let's go! Please, girls, please!
Bind! Set! Wait!
Referee Sean Gallagher wanted to get parity at the scrum before the ball's put in. Mason making a real menace of herself. Forsyth under pressure, the Scottish number 8. And have a knock on.
Still advantage White.
And England will be quick to
Advantage
capitalise. Justine Lucas drives on. Up to the 22. Rocky Clark just shrugs off the tackle of Lisa Martin, the Scottish captain. She won't want to be reminded of that one again. Reid, that was a little gap there. Miller Mills takes 2 more defenders with her. Reid, that time brought down in the tackle by McMillan. Scarrett tries to get the offload away. It's been knocked on there by Lydia Thompson.
Knock on offside.
And then offside from England. Scotland get the
11
penalty.
offside.
Another forced error by Scotland there, I think, running so hard onto that ball and then possibly just looking up to a white wall of English defence and then, unfortunately for them, knocking it on.
The one person you don't want to run up against is Rocky Clark in full flow.
Definitely not. I once made an error of asking to do some tackling practice with her when I was coming back from injury. I said, "Oh, can you do some footwork to go, to practice?" And she stepped straight into me, bowled me over, and she's like, "Well, that's my footwork." It's like, not quite.
Bump.
yeah, different kind of footwork to my footwork.
Lisa Martin will be feeling that one for a few days.
Oh, see you later.
Line out to Scotland. Approaching halfway. Lana Skeldon just waiting for the call. Nicely taken there by Scotland. Now, the Moor worked well against Wales, and this is a good first initial drive.
4 is fine. Keep it up, 4. Ball's available. Ball is available.
Pressure on Sarah Law to get this away quickly. A dummy there from Lisa Thompson. This is Scotland's first real attack in a long while.
Away, White.
Big thumping tackle there from Emily Scarrett.
White, back White.
Deborah
Use
McCormack,
it.
second row, standing over, supported by Sarah Boner. Chloe Roddy, the fullback there with the blonde hair, just waiting around the fringes. She can be a dangerous attacking runner if Scotland can get her on the ball.
Advantage.
Penalty to Scotland. And they're beginning to build phases of pressure here for the very first time in the match.
Yeah, they've got decent territory, good possession. They're not rushing anything. They're just keeping that ball, which is so important. And they've got the rewards for it now.
Tracy Barmer just
Time off, John.
having her shoulder treated by the physio.
Wait. All right.
She plays her club rugby
Time
over
off.
at Worcester.
7 side entry.
A decent touch find here will help Scotland into the England 22 for the first time in the match.
Let's see if they can convert it now.
Keep that gap wide.
Emily Scarrett competing with Rocky Clark for tackle of the day there.
Scotland have gone for a shortened line-out, which is interesting as they've just got success on the rolling maul.
Nicely taken by Wassell on the line. Ball held at the back there by Gemma Forsyth. 10 minutes in the bin in that first half really cost them when Forsyth was caught. Here comes Nelson, gets the pass. Nice blitz ball there from the skipper, Lisa Martin. Little kick by Nelson. This is going to cause a little bit of problems for England, and the dive from Chloe Rolly. I think she's done it.
Time off.
A little bit of ingenuity that time from Scotland.
I haven't got a view of the grounding.
No, I've not got
May
it.
just have given them a
So we'll go
try.
any reason. It's try yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, time off. Stefano, have you heard that conversation? Try yes or no.
Yes. Checking for try, yes or no.
Well, in fairness to Scotland, Kat, this is their first trip into the England 22, and they may well have come away with points for a little bit of creativity.
Yeah, they'd seen that England had come up and then just put it in behind them, and they deserve that.
Let's just have a look. It's all about whether actually Chloe Rolly got her hands on the ball and grounded
Can't
it.
see it
Or
on
did
that
it get
one.
underneath the shirt and slip out the other side?
This is the one.
Is that in control?
As long as it's downward pressure, she just has to touch it down, but
Is there enough downward pressure there? Stefano Penna-France is our TMO this afternoon. See, the ball has gone past her almost there.
yeah. Sarah McKenna.
Slow-mo is the real-time one. She doesn't look like a player who thinks she's just scored a try.
No, she's not leaping up.
She's
as
not jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Lovely little
Can
touch
you hear
that
me,
time from
Stefano?
Helen
Yes.
Nelson.
Yes, I'm checking. Sean, there is no evidence that the ball has been grounded. For me, it's inconclusive.
Okay, it's inconclusive. Scotland were attacking, scrum down, Scotland ball.
Correct.
So they
there
get
we go,
another
after
shot
all
at it.
that.
Inconclusive. Scrum.
I'm not sure the crowd are happy because they were hoping
Okay, time off. What numbers?
a little bit of
White. 1, 2,
creativity
1 and 2 white.
and
3,
3 white,
touch there from Scotland would bring them some
9
points.
and 7.
9 and 7.
The entire front row coming off for England there.
I will do. No problem. Will do.
So the England bench is being brought on. Vicky Fleetwood, Vicky Cornborough, Izzy Knowles-Smith, Bianca Blackburn. And we talk about the finishers, as Eddie Jones calls them in the men's game. I fear for Scotland with that England bench coming on now.
Yeah, I mean, Vicky Fleetwood has got to be the fastest hooker around.
Time on.
And Bianca Blackburn at scrum half will just give you a different element. Like, she's got really good pace, her distribution is on point. Excited to see what she can bring. But obviously it's all about Scotland now.
Crouch! Bind!
Certainly a better second half performance from Scotland. They've only conceded one try so far. after conceding 8 in the first half. Looking for their first score. Here comes the break. Lisa Thompson scored against Wales from a similar position. The cutback from Sarah Boner. Now Scotland just 2 metres out. Advantage being played by the referee.
Knocked on. High tackle.
High tackle by England. Now, what do they go for here?
That's your mark.
Line out, maybe.
Question here
Where's
for
the
Helen
tap?
Nelson. She's looking for someone to make. They're going to tap and go. Nelson taps, goes, gives the ball to Gemma Forsyth. Sets up the ruck. Quick, clean ball. Driving for the line this time is Tracy Barmer. The loose head prop. Law. McMillan. Good tackle that time from Sarah Hunter, the England skipper. McCormack. Nelson in there to secure that possession at the ruck. Forsyth is there. They've got to use that ball quickly. Forsyth helping.
Use it!
Barmer again. The Scottish pack
Use it!
creeping closer and
On your
closer.
feet, Blue!
Using all that muscle to try and come through,
Away
but
now,
England
wide.
respond. That's a good hit that time from Rachel Burford. A little bit of ingenuity there from Scotland. Law with possession. And a knock-on from Scotland. And a penalty to England, offside after the knock-on. And hugely frustrating. They just...
Number 1.
They gave it their all, Kat, but I'm afraid patience, I think, may have let them down that time.
Yeah, I think they were just doing those little picks, hoping to get closer. But as soon as there's a big hit put in and they're pushed backwards, they've got to go to plan B.
Some big hits. Certainly Rachel Burford gave the Scottish attack something to think about.
Bianca Blackburn as well, making the 2 tackles on the loose head prop for Tracy Barmer.
Okay,
So
blue 9 and blue 1. 1. Sub. 9.
Scotland making some changes with Heather Lockhart coming on.
We'll just hold the throw for a couple of seconds.
Jenny Maxwell, the replacement scrum half. And
Time on.
last play for Tracy Barmer, who was feeling that shoulder injury on the right-hand side, and I think it's taken too much of a toll. Heather Lockhart, 44 years of age. I was saying earlier, the only player in the Scotland squad to win a Six Nations game before the Wales victory last week. England have been under the cosh for the last 10 minutes or so. They haven't had possession. They're wanting to restore a few elements of this match as England attack this right channel. And here is Lydia Thompson. Thompson gets around the first, shrugs off the second. Blackburn. Sarah Byrne. From 122 to the next. Blackburn. Fleetwood. Tamara Taylor. Blackburn again. She's injected some pace into this. Nice, cute little show and go by Vicky Cornborough. England 10 metres out. Blackburn thinks about going to the left, goes right instead. Here comes Harriet Miller-Mills, just trampled all over her opponent that time. Gemma Forsyth. Blackburn. Scarrett, lovely pass from Scarrett to Wilson for try number 6.
Unbelievable.
A double hat-trick for Kay Wilson.
Credit to the 2 second rows here, actually. Tamara Taylor and Miller Mills are doing some great line breaks and then creating the spaces out wide for the dangerous Kay Wilson.
A Six Nations record for Kay Wilson. 6 tries in 1 match and a game she will never forget. How about that? I think Simon Middleton can afford a laugh. 6 Nations record.
And it couldn't happen to a nicer woman. Like, she is genuinely such a team player, and yeah, so happy for her.
Poppy Cleal, the final England replacement, will be coming on for the skipper, Sarah Hunter. Now Emily Scarrett. They're really not being kind to you today, Emily, are they? All these tries are coming in the corner. I wonder if by the end she'll actually get one in front of the posts.
Yeah, her and Kay Wilson are good friends, but she might have to have a word with her about scoring under the post instead.
10 tries then for England. Here are confirmation of the replacements there for England. That's how different it's looking now. Cornborough with the take. Good to see Vicky Cornborough back in her first start in the Six Nations.
Tackle only.
And there was a little example there of the ruck and the tackle only.
Well, they get caught out doing it earlier, actually. The ref said there actually was a ruck and they got a penalty against.
Fleetwood bursting through, the replacement hooker. Remember, she scored 3 tries here against Italy 2 weeks ago.
Stop!
Nice kick. Beautifully done.
Lovely weighted kick there.
And this is how the Scottish team looked when they started, and
White. Step white.
haven't made all the changes yet, but you can see how Evans has come onto that back line, and Lockhart into the front row. Another shortened line out here for Scotland. They like mixing it up. It's taken by Skeldon. Good tackle by England by Poppy Cleal, who's come on for Sarah Hunter, and now
Stop! Blue!
Nelson.
Stop!
It's a decent kick. It's forced Lydia Thompson to turn. Thompson pinning her ears back and going for it. That's a high tackle, but she shrugs it off, Lydia Thompson. The advantage surely will be played with England. Options left and right.
Advantage over.
Scarrett, Emily Scarrett. Blackburn, Reid. And it slightly went out of the back and then forward from Tamara Taylor. Scotland, of course, had a gain to forget in France a few weeks ago where they lost by 55 points to 0.
Blue 11 and blue 4 substitutes.
And actually, if you look down the years,
12.
Scotland have only scored points
13
once in their last 7 meetings with England.
Scrum is over here.
So can the replacements add a little bit of fuel to the Scottish fire? Here comes Lindsay O'Donnell on for Rona Lloyd. Hayley Sinclair as well.
Lindsay O'Donnell's a great player. We'll expect a couple of jackals from her stealing the ball. She's really hungry in defence.
Crouch! Bind!
Jenny Maxwell, the replacement scrum half for Sarah Law. England again just all over Scotland, but they are going in on the angle in that front row, so Scotland get the penalty. That time it was Sarah Byrne who was picked out by the referee there. Got a scrum straight and true. They have not found touch though, so England have possession. Brilliant running that time
Away now, blue!
by Alex Matthews.
So hard to stop her.
Fleetwood shrugs off the tackle, and she's away again. Vicky Fleetwood running like a fullback here. Vicky Fleetwood, the hooker, still going. I think she's frustrated that Kay Wilson's beaten her hat-trick record here at the Stoop.
Yeah.
Okay, time off. It's a knock on.
If England ever have a shortage in the back line, they know they can turn to her, can't they? Goodness me, what a run.
So fast. And I think she went off and did a bit of sevens as well, and that kind of helps because you just work on your speed all the time, and you can just tell she brings a different level.
Just set up straight and blue's head side, please.
Shrugs off the first tackle that time of Hayley Sinclair. Then takes on Maxwell, no problem.
But then footwork as
Chloe
well.
Rolly.
Great handoff. Is that 3 handoffs in a row?
I think she was actually laughing halfway through that last turn. She couldn't quite believe her luck where she had finished.
Yeah, I think she'd seen that try line like ahead of her.
A little bit of white line fever.
Yeah. It's been a lot more stop-starty the second half, I feel. A few more errors from the England side, and yeah, it's kind of slowing the tempo down.
You need to check it? Okay, an eye open. Okay. It's okay.
But they've managed to weather the storm slightly better, Scotland, in the second half, because they've had possession, which, I think if you look at the territory and possession stats in that first half, it was embarrassing to watch because they knew they just had nothing. They couldn't dictate anything to England. In the second half, they've just decided, you know what?
Time on.
We're not going to come away here without a fight.
Yeah, and they spent a good 5 minutes into the English 22 and keeping that possession.
There's the golden girl in your picture.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Wait!
Maxwell with the feed. We've got to get it out of the back of this quickly because England will be all over them if they're not. And there is Blackburn all over Forsyth. Maxwell. Chloe Rollie. Haven't seen enough of Chloe Rollie today. Look, there, a perfect example. Gains 10 metres from virtually a standstill.
Tackle release!
Maxwell. Back to Nelson.
Stop, Blue.
That's a better touch find. She'll be frustrated that she missed the touch on the last kick, which gave England possession back.
Yeah, she'll be happier with that one.
Right. Straight in, White. Let's go.
England then want to mix things up here. Just the 2 tries in this second half. Taylor and Mills mixing it up in the catching. Nice stuff. Blackburn with possession. Reid. Straight through the centre comes Alex Matthews. Gets in a big first stride and takes 2 players with her. Reid, Miller Mills crashing it through. Blackburn always there to the fore. Driving on now this time is Vicky Cornborough.
She's trapped. Play.
Blackburn, well tackled that time by Lisa Thompson. Good work in the breakdown, and Scotland have got the advantage from it. A little bit of opportunism there from Thompson.
But it wasn't clean ball there for Bianca Blackburn. Scotland had done really well to tie it in, which gave the replacement scrum half loads of time to put pressure on Bianca.
We always talk about how scrum halves sometimes only have a couple of clicks to get the ball away from the breakdown. That time Blackburn just a little bit too slow.
Really having to dig for that ball.
On that one there, I just
good healthy crowd here at the Stoop today.
All right.
We had the first game for England in the Six Nations at Twickenham, and here, that night, that first game against France, when England, remember, were 2 scores down against the French, they came back, and look, they can see them all, see themselves all in shirt sleeves now. But we talked about it, England, you know, they were down in the first game against France, Kat, and equally, Scotland were within a couple of kicks of beating Ireland, and if they had had 2 wins in this tournament, their confidence would have been sky high, and you think they would have probably backed themselves a lot more as well.
I think you back yourselves as a team as well as individuals, and it just, confidence grows.
Maxwell under pressure. Nelson runs straight into Izzy Knowles-Smith.
Turnover is good, leave it.
And England have the turnover.
Leave it, Blue.
And the back line reform quickly, but they're going to go on the right. Blackburn. Cleal. There's a Scottish player not rolling away, but the referee says play on. Fleetwood to Amber Reid. Amber Reid trying to get the offload away. She's done it that time to Miller Mills. Shrugs off. That's a good recovery tackle from Chloe Rollie. Reset and got her opposite player down. Here comes Emily Scarrett. Taken down by Nelson. Blackburn. Reid. Cornborough.
Blue move.
Blackburn again, sees a little gap. Bianca Blackburn tries to dart through it.
Advantage.
Tamara Taylor waiting over. England get the possession and they get the penalty.
Chloe Rolly's defence there. I mean, she's just, every time someone's made a line break, she's made herself there, put in a big hit. Like, she's been really good for Scotland today.
Amber Reid will be looking to kick for the corner here. Now the forwards will be fancying this one, Kat, won't they? Because
yeah, they'll be talking through their moves that result in the mauling line out.
Tamara Taylor and Harriet Miller-Mills becoming such a double trouble, aren't they, really, in that second row? Always in the thick of the action, forming a fantastic partnership together.
Well, the amount of like line breaks and running they actually both do, they could both be back row. They just add that extra bit for England as really good ball carriers.
Tamara Taylor there with the number 5 on her shirt, just issuing the cry because, of course, the skipper, Sarah Hunter, has been substituted. So Tamara Taylor's definitely been adopting a far more, a greater leadership role, and why not? Scarrett, the official captain, but Taylor, no doubt, issuing the orders in the pack.
Definitely in there, in the line-out, with 102 caps. She's bossing it, I'm sure.
Wait.
England's water's still on.
Well, the forwards wanted to get on with that, and the backs were still having a drink.
Having a little chat.
Fleetwood, ready to throw. Taylor takes it.
Sack.
Miller-Mills waiting to help Izzy Knowles-Smith with the number 20 on her back. And New England 5 metres out. Running out of space on that touchline, they've got to be careful. That's a good rip and pull away from Poppy Cleal. Sets up a nice clean ruck for Blackburn. Izzy Knowles-Smith again. The replacements hungry for possession, and they've lost at England, and Scotland will come away with the turnover ball. And they get the penalty. And another rare mistake from England that time. They were just slowly beginning to build the phases. Perhaps it's an element of the replacements wanting to make the impression, Kat, and being a little too eager.
Yeah, also, though, much more clever defence by Scotland. They realised that by standing off the line-out defence wasn't working, and there was a clear sack in there, so they can get themselves set and defend.
Okay. We're okay to play on. Yeah.
Two big defeats so far then for Scotland in the Six Nations, with the one in France the other day. Again, another touch fine which has been missed, and then England will be looking to bring some width and pace to this. Here comes Lydia Thompson. Doesn't find the player. Now Scotland can try and respond in kind. Maxwell. Bit of width here from Scotland. Abby Evans. England just thumper backwards. Forsyth. Costly sin binning in the first half.
Advantage.
England illegally interfering on the deck.
Time off.
And they've got to be careful here, because there have been a few of these in the last few minutes from England.
Several penalties against your team now. You need to have a word with them with discipline, or someone's going to go at the breakdown. Just wait 1 second.
Watch the breakdown is the call from Emily Scarrett. That's effectively saying that's your final warning, England.
Still here. Right.
One area that Simon Middleton will surely want to work on ahead of the Ireland game next week is that breakdown area, because he knows just how ruthless the Irish can be.
Definitely, and I think for them now playing for the Grand Slam, yeah, they're going to be really key.
Step.
Yeah, off her feet there, you've got to stay far more balanced. If you're killing the ball like that, referee's easy decision.
Scotland back in England's half. 10 minutes left here on the clock.
Advantage.
Ball bouncing here, there and everywhere. They get another scrum. How psychologically important do you think it is, Kat, for Scotland to come away with something? I go back to that statistic I said earlier, where They've only scored points once in their last 7 meetings with England. I mean, that's a damning statistic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, again,
Keep
like
the
you're
space
saying
now.
about having
Keep the
improvements
space.
and goals for them, and a target today would be to score against England. And, you know, I don't think they're interested in kicking for goal. They want to get a try against England.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Jenny Maxwell. Feeds, it's held back by Forsyth. That's a decent scrum by Scotland. Maxwell just holds the pass. Lisa
Tackle!
Thompson the target. Forsyth again.
Tackle!
England just going slightly closer, doing that little kick again, but there's way too much on that. And that's easy pickings for Sarah McKenna and her first real touch. Here comes the golden girl, Kay Wilson.
Tackle! Move!
Nice pass for Taylor. And that time Reed's had enough. She wants to play the territory game. The clever game. There's a decent chase this time from England as well. Rachel Burford coming up on this. Scotland have to be careful. They don't have many numbers there. There's more white shirts than blue ones.
Use it!
Lindsay O'Donnell picking up, and here comes Sarah Bennett, her first start in the Six Nations. Maxwell,
Stay blue. Blue!
kick
blue.
from Nelson.
Stop!
And we're just going to watch this.
Stop!
Rebuild from the back once again with Sarah McKenna. Little show and go from McKenna. Can she get the offload away? Yes, she does. Blackburn. Now Emily Scarrett. The kick over the top, and England playing the territory game. Very cute.
Great kick in for territory there. Amber's one before that, and then Emily's there. Just fantastic.
Now they're in the red zone. That's the
have to
one thing they
hold
haven't
on
done a
to the put
huge
outside
amount
of the
of in this second half.
Yeah, well, they've only scored 10 points this half, so they'll be wanting to build on that after such a dominant first half.
Let's move it, Scotland. Let's go.
Line out to Scotland. They've mixed it up nicely in the line out today. Sometimes they've had the short ones, the long ones. Good interference though that time by England, who will be desperate to come away with some more points. Matthews. Blackburn. Miller Mills just checks wisely because there were 2 Scottish players waiting for the intercept. Blackburn. Reed. Whipping it away, and Reed just trying to play it right on that line. Here comes Matthews, Alex Matthews through the gap. Emily Scarrett to score.
And much closer to the post as well, so she can hopefully convert her own try there.
Yes, there was a huge irony in this, isn't there? Is that for the first 10 tries of this match, her teammates have been scoring them in the corner, and she said, right, I've had enough. I'm going to kick this conversion, I'm going to score the try, and I'm going to put it right by the sticks.
Just really good breakthrough from Alex Matthews there, and then a great step by Emily Scarrett to finish. Alex Matthews, so powerful. And then the vision and skills get the offload away too.
It's 75 minutes, John, now, is it?
Now then, Emily, you can't let us down now. You've scored the try. Be a few ironic cheers when this one goes over.
Yeah.
It's a simple old game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lucky attempt, number 11 for Emily Scarrett. Right, Kat, let's have a player of the match then for you from this contest.
Quite a few of the players have really stood up to be counted, but it can only go to one player in my mind. She's been absolutely incredible, got a Six Nations record, and that is number 11, Kay Wilson. Outstanding player, just outperformed herself today, amazing.
6 tries, a Six Nations record for Kay Wilson. And don't forget, she was keeping Amy Wilson-Hardy out of the team today. There will be huge competition for that, for those wing berths against Ireland in Donnybrook next Friday night.
Massively so.
4 minutes to go. England looking to finish with a flourish. As Scotland make a final change, Lucy Park has come on for Lana Skeldon at hooker.
No!
Rachel Cook into the second row.
Move, Blue!
Poppy Cleal there driving through in the engine room. Scarrett almost an intercept. England will have the advantage. Miller Mills. Lydia Thompson. She must feel hard done by today,
Thanks
Lydia Thompson. She's been given very little to work with today. She's had probably one try scoring opportunity, and it's the winger on the far side has been getting all the glory.
Yeah, sometimes it just happens like that, but and there she is, fair in a match. So just looking, first one nice and simple, get her into the game, but then watch the pace here, she just goes for it. And I think it's the third try is my favourite actually, where she looks like she might class it back inside, but she just, good hold and go.
England then on the attack. Here comes Lydia Thompson. Reed, Scarrett. McKenna. Blackburn. England just winning the hard yards, going through the centre. Beating up Scotland in the midfield. Look at those passes, real fizz on those passes in the centre of the pitch. Oh, that was cute from Reed. Lovely inside pass to Fleetwood. Blackburn. Scarrett, little soft hands, little touch, little deft inside ball. And she said, actually, do you know what? I'll keep the ball myself. England running with real purpose now. This is efficient rugby. It's clinical. Looking for try number 12. You've got to be kidding me. Not another one.
You can't write it. You can't write it.
7 tries for Kay Wilson. In her wildest dreams, she would never have thought this was possible. She'll be buying the drinks tonight, surely, on that performance.
Yeah, I should
Goodness
think
me.
so.
Try number 12, 7 from Kay Wilson. Might just be the final play of the match. As we enter the final minute, Emily Scarrett just lining up the conversion.
Let's see if the last kick's given her the confidence to go back into her stride.
Emily Scarrett. Just one, she's saying, just one, just give me one of these kicks. Looking good. She's got there!
Excellent. She just needed that little confidence boost, and then she's nailing them from that sideline again.
And I think we've got just enough time. 2 from 12. Well, I think she'll remember the last one. That will be it for Emily Scarrett.
Yes.
One last play. England 64 points to 0 to the good. Cornbread, is there enough time? Can England... this will be a good test of England here, because I want to see if they can fit one in. Oh dear, there we go. I have a little bit of a curse towards the end from the commentator. Full time then here at the Stoop. A consummate performance. England ripping Scotland apart and making a real statement of intent as they go in search of their first Grand Slam since 2012. It all boils down to Donnybrook in Dublin next Friday night. this performance was something special, particularly from that lady in your picture. Kay Wilson has created Six Nations history with 7 tries.
What a legend.
Kat, quickly your impression on Kay Wilson and this England performance.
Kay just absolutely dominant finisher, fantastic. And then England, I just think they got the mix just right. They bullied up front when they needed to. They dominated the scrums, and then they got it wide when it was on. And as we saw, all scores in the corner.
Well, let's get ready to hear from the Golden Girl herself. Kay Wilson is ready for us now, down on the touchline, and will be celebrating, no doubt, a famous victory and a fantastic virtuoso performance.
Okay, with 7 tries on the night, that is a new Six Nations record. How much fun was that?
Oh, it was so much fun. But like, as a team, you know, we really want to build on what we performed the last week against Italy, and we really did that, and we're really happy with our performance. And it's great to be here back at the Stoop.
Obviously, Simon had a lot of work-ons after the last game. How much do you think he's going to be pleased with the clean sheet that you kept today?
Yeah, you know, we went in the game just trying to be clean and cool, and we did that, did our basics well, and clearly it paid off, and we're now just looking forward to Ireland.
We have to ask, have you and Emily Scarrett fallen out? You put everyone down in the corner. She's 2 from 12. Are you going to be friends after this one?
Well, she's my roomie, so I feel like I should buy a drink or a chocolate bar or something to say sorry, but no, she's quite forgiving, so...
This game, this victory has teed up a Grand Slam match against Ireland next week in Dublin. Is that something that was targeted throughout the campaign? How excited will you all be going into that on Friday night?
Well, we just took each game as it came, and you know, we've grown throughout the tournament, and as I say, we're really looking forward to our next game, and hopefully we can build on what we did today.
Brilliant. Kay, congratulations. You are the RBS Six Nations Player of the Match.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy your evening.